Yeah, like you can put a little video and it just fucking starts. It's cool.
Yep.
We should do that some.
Well, maybe that's how the new open will work.
Maybe. Who knows? Let's do the old open tonight.
You want to do that now?
Yeah.
All right. This week on the Media Virus Podcast. So do you think you can get away? Man bottles his nerves, chugs liquor during DUI stop. You won't believe this. Montana man sentenced for trying to mutton the flock with illegal hybrid sheep scheme. Imagine being such a slob that when a burglar breaks into your house, he decides to clean it. And she provided all of the evidence Walmart needed to prosecute because she was taking a selfie video of herself, not scanning items in the self-checkout. How do we know? She fucking posted it. It's the Media Virus Podcast. Let's point and laugh at the world burning around us with executive producer Mike Latoris. We're going to start over. BBC correspondent Stanley McFadden.
Makes me tingly in an unfamiliar way.
Grease Monkey Pete.
Damn, Big Daddy.
Here's the thing about the Media Virus Podcast. It's really well done.
And now, spreading the sage nihilism of an aged Gen Xer, your host and mine, the star of our show, the incomparable Maddie Rockdeath.
Hey, there you are. Well, hot damn. Do we have a show for you people this week? I am Matty Rockdeath, the mattiest of all Rockdeaths, and proof positive that anyone can have a podcast. Speaking of, welcome to the Media Virus Podcast. Please like, subscribe, follow, and share. I want to take a minute, thank the new subscribers, and we do have new subscribers. Thank you very much for taking the time to hit that, that follow, that button, that subscribe button, whatever the button looks like. Whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, TuneIn, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Where else are we? Just Google us if you're looking. But if you're listening,
Google Podcasts.
Google doesn't have podcasts anymore. It's YouTube.
Oh, right
podcasts.
now it's just YouTube.
You're the one that kept driving that home to me.
Yeah,
I should have
Amazon
taken
Music.
Are we on Amazon Music?
Everyone's on Amazon Music.
Yeah.
Happy Prime Day!
It's apparently Prime Day. That's pretty fascinating. Are we? Did we figure out if we can take calls? We have.
Let me reload the window. We should be able to.
If it's too much of a pain in the ass, nobody ever calls anyway. But if you want to give us a call at 646-VIRUS-01, you can at least leave us a message. You might, make it on the show. Well, you will make it. Either way, you'll make it on the show. Whether you leave a message or you. I'm just noticing these spots on my teeth.
Right.
Anyway, it's driving me nuts. You'll make it on the show because that's how, whether it's message or whether it's live. That's how we do. That's how this goes. We have some exciting stuff going on. The Reverend Professor Mike Latoris is here.
I am.
And we have Ricky Rockdeath sitting in, just a disembodied voice.
Yeah.
For everybody to enjoy. Because
you're welcome.
She's an enjoyable voice.
Aw.
She's an enjoyable face. She doesn't need to hide. She just doesn't want to be associated. She doesn't want her image tarnished.
Occasionally, the voice of reason here on the podcast.
That's right. She often.
I'm the voice of the fast forward. Let's go.
Let's go. There's only one time in my entire life where I drove drunk, and it was unintentional. And what it was is I was at a Christmas party, and they had eggnog, and I had 2 eggnogs, and because we didn't spike, like, as a family, we didn't spike the eggnog.
It didn't occur to you that it was.
It didn't occur to me that the eggnog was spiked.
You never thought.
And then I'm driving home. I'm
And
on 295 in the fast lane.
You're like, wait a minute, this feels familiar. What is it?
And I'm like,
Hello, guys.
I'm drunk. Like I'm fucking drunk. Like I'm like, holy shit, I'm drunk. And I pulled over.
Wait a minute.
And
what is this feeling? I know this feeling.
Literally me that time with the gummies.
oh, dude, one time. This is a terrible story, but I had CBD gummies and I had Delta 8 gummies.
Uh-huh.
Right. And she said, can I have one of these gummies? I wasn't paying any attention.
Because he doesn't love me.
And she doesn't know the difference.
Right.
She just thought it was, I've given her CBD before.
Right.
Right. But she's never had a Delta 8 gummy.
Before
I'm
this.
going to leave out some important details, but they hit her pretty hard whilst driving.
Mm.
And
Whilst driving to pick up my Thanksgiving turkey.
yes. So,
Wow.
you know, so that's where that came from. But there was a guy in Korea who I think he's figured out how to beat the system.
I mean,
it's pulled over.
It seems like a good try. So do you think you can chug your way out of trouble? TMVP News Flash with the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris. Good evening, listeners. This is the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris, bringing you the latest, greatest from the world of news right here on TMVP. Tonight's top story is one that will leave you shaken, not stirred.
Ah!
In a bizarre twist of events, a 60-year-old man in Daegu, South Korea, managed to get out of a DUI charge by chugging an entire bottle of soju after being pulled over by the police. Yes, you heard that right. He downed the whole bottle in just 39 seconds. Faster than you can say designated driver.
Now, soju is not, it's not like your American liquor.
Okay.
Right? From what I understand, it's like 22 proof, like 22%. Like 40 proof as opposed to the 40, as opposed to 80 proof.
Right.
I mean, let's not give the guy's a badass, but it's like drinking a good wine quick. I mean, anybody.
I mean, it's like more like a beer because there's bubbles.
There's bubbles. That's all right. I didn't know there was bubbles.
Yeah, it's basically beer, but like when you drink it in Korea, you drink it like shots.
Yeah, because it's 22% by volume, and 22% is considerable if it drinks like a beer.
Yeah, absolutely. And he probably had some gas.
I'm guessing.
Up,
The court ruled that it was impossible to determine his level of intoxication while driving since he drank the soju after being stopped. Talk about a loophole you can drink to. Now, I must confess, this story hits a bit close to home, as many of them seem to. Back in my college days, I once tried to impress a date by chugging a bottle of sparkling water. Let's just say it didn't end well. I ended up with a nose full of bubbles and a very unimpressed date. But enough about my embarrassing past. This man's quick thinking and even quicker drinking have certainly given new meaning to the term liquid courage. So next time you're in a tight spot, just remember, sometimes the best defense is a good drink. Or maybe not. Drink responsibly, folks. Stay tuned for more news, puns, and personal confessions right here on TMVP. This is the Reverend and Professor Mike Latoris signing off.
Have you ever seen the video of the guy who is trying to impress a girl?
There's a lot of those floating around.
By drink, hang on, I'm going to show it to everybody because this is unplanned. So let's just put that out there. I didn't plan to go to this.
Okay.
But I feel like it's important.
Okay.
All right.
It's impressive that you know right where to get to it, but okay.
Well, I chugged it, or I Googled it.
Oh. Okay.
We're gonna share this tab instead. Here we go.
Your man might have the Star Wars Lego set Death Star, but can he chug a sparkling water and not burp?
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
Oh my gosh. What do I do? Your man might have the Star Wars Lego set Death Star, but can he chug a sparkling water and not burp?
What do I do?
One more time. Just gonna let it.
Oh my gosh. What do I do? Your man might have the Star Wars Lego set.
Ah, that's great.
It is. So
I absolutely love that.
that was fantastic. So that's what you did. Your dating life in college was.
Well, you know, it was a crazy time.
It was a crazy time for you.
It was the mid '90s, man.
Yeah.
A lot of crazy
Some
shit.
weird shit, dude. I'll tell you that right now. But is that are we on? Yeah, we finished that story, right?
We finished that story.
But I mean that I feel like if you're ever in Korea, you just keep
It's probably a good out.
a bottle of soju with you, and you got it. What if? Here's the thing: is I bet you that was watered down.
I
He
don't
had
know.
that. He had that waiting. You know what I mean? I feel like that was a plan. Like he was drunk. He knew he was drunk, so he filled it. Like he had half a bottle of soju left, so he filled it up with fucking water so that he could down it. It would smell like soju. He'd down it. And I'm like, "Ugh."
I mean, I suppose that's a possibility, but
That's so weird.
You don't think that's what
I
happened?
just feel like it's
No.
an extreme
no,
jump.
I think he was.
Freaking jump.
I think he was a resourceful drunk.
It's fantastic.
What else is happening?
Well, I forget what
We're
was
going to
next.
talk about the hurricane that's happening right this second.
No.
Oh.
Do you want to talk about the hurricane that's happening right this
I
second?
mean,
Is that Milton? The cat.
yeah,
Milton.
your phone's dying.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, Milton in Tampa. So I have family that's in Florida right now, and they just lost power like an hour ago.
Sounds
My
about right.
niece is flooded. She got flooded with the last one, so this next one's gonna kick even harder.
Oh yeah, probably.
I mean, but who wants to hear about it? You know what I mean? Like if you want to hear about Hurricane Milton, there's plenty of places to go.
I hope you wouldn't trust the Media Virus podcast to give you anything life-saving on the front end as far as reporting. Now, you know, if we're aware of a story that we think needs to come to light, we will actually go and do a real story or have somebody on in that case. But
Well, sorry to bring it up.
That's fine.
Hmm.
You didn't know any better.
Sorry, I'm new.
Well, I'm just, I was.
Thanks, I hate it.
But there was. Did you hear about this dude in Montana?
No, I don't hear about anything.
I noticed that. But this guy in Montana.
but there was sheep shenanigans.
Yeah, and he didn't fuck him. That's not. It's a story about sheep, completely sexless on the Media Virus podcast.
It's fantastic.
Evolution.
That's right. And there's not even sheep sex in it.
Right?
Good evening, folks. This is the Reverend Professor Mike Latouris reporting for TMVP News. In today's utterly unique story, an 81-year-old Montana man, Arthur Jack Schubarth, has been sentenced to 6 months in federal prison for cloning giant sheep to breed large sheep for captive trophy hunts. That's right. He was caught pulling the wool over everyone's eyes. Schubarth, who apparently took the phrase sheer determination to a whole new level, used tissue and testicles from large sheep hunted in Central Asia and the U.S. to create hybrid sheep. These sheep, dubbed the Montana Mountain Kings, were destined for trophy hunting preserves in Texas and Minnesota. Talk about a bad idea.
Oh goodness.
That's right.
Now, I must confess, this story hits a bit close to home. You see, back in my college days, I tried to clone my pet goldfish, Goldie. Let's just say it didn't go swimmingly. I ended up with a tank full of, well, let's call them unique fish. My roommates never let me live it down. But back to our woolly tale. Shoebarth's operation was no small feat. He managed to create these colossal creatures, which were then sold for hefty sums. One direct offspring of the Montana Mountain King fetched a whopping $10,001. Whereas that's
10,001.
That
Why?
or maybe 10,000. I don't know. There's a 1 in your copy, dude. I read what you put in
I'm
front
just
of me.
saying, like 9,999 makes more sense than 10,001.
Technically, this comma's in the wrong place. It could be $100,001.
All right. Well, that's what I
So-
got for proofreading.
So Matt left extra numbers in the news copy. It was a lot of money, folks. That's a lot of mutton.
That ain't nothing. That's a lot of mutton.
Judge Brian Morris, who presided over the case, struggled with the sentencing, weighing Shoebarth's age and lack of a criminal record against the need to deter others from such genetic shenanigans. Hey, there's a 1 there, too.
My thing is, though, like, I don't understand why I get it that there are banned sheep in Montana. Like, Montana has laws banning different species of sheep.
Right.
Right. But if he's not, he didn't bring the sheep. He just cloned it. And are we upset that he cloned it?
That's
Can
probably
he clone his
part
own
of it,
fucking
yeah.
sheep? Can we clone American sheep?
I don't think there's a lot of animal cloning going on. There's ethical questions about it, so they're not exactly doing it.
And I wonder what like clone meat tastes like. I wonder if it tastes exactly like regular meat.
I mean,
Speaking of things tasting hang on, because I put together a little presentation that
Fantastic.
what?
I said that's fantastic.
What's up, guys? It's Matty Rockdeath. On the last podcast, I promised you a review of the Addams Family meal. Well, we're going to start off the first review, Addams Family Burger King Crown. All right. And we're going to try the Wednesday Whopper. It is purple. You can see. You don't have to say Wednesday Whopper with cheese. It already has cheese. So I saw a sign. I saw the sign. And it opened up my eyes, potato bread. They said that the purple color comes from purple potatoes, which Ricky had me buy purple potatoes yesterday or the day before. And did not eat them yet, but we're going to try the first bite. It's weird because it tastes like a Whopper, but the bread's a little different. It doesn't taste purple,
What does purple taste like?
Usually grape.
There is a heartier flavor in there somewhere. It's hard to describe just what. I'm still not tasting purple. Like you can tell it's a different type of bun. You know what I mean? It's a different type of bun. So I'm going to wash this tasty burger now with a frosty beverage. They didn't have any like Halloween sodas. There's a couple Halloween sodas out there. Mountain Dew has the Voodoo, and Fanta has a mystery flavor for Halloween, so that's fun. It's a good sandwich. It's a Whopper with a little bit of a different bun. Heartier. That's the word I would use. Heartier. That's all. So that's my review of the Wednesday Whopper. Yeah, I had promised it. You
did.
that I would do. We would do reviews of this goofy shit.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you end up spending any more on that than Shoebarth was fined when they fined him $20,000 and ordered him to make another $4,000 payment to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Foundation?
No, it's $10.99.
Oh, that's a lot cheaper than 24 grand.
And it comes with cheese. That guy didn't get any fucking cheese, not from his goats or his his sheep. You know.
Nope. See, I'm going to stick to my less controversial hobbies. Maybe I'll take up knitting. With all this talk of sheep, I could use a new sweater. This is the Reverend and Professor Mike Latorre signing off for TMVP News. Remember, folks, always keep your experiments above board and your sheep in the pen.
Fantastic. I thought we were closer to the end, but I can cut that out when we do the. If I were to turn that into a segment, I can just remove that.
Yeah.
But it was weird. I wanted Burger King for lunch, right?
Right.
And I was headed to Burger King to get the Texas Whopper.
Right. With
which
the
has
onion.
cheddar and jalapenos.
Right.
And when I walked in, and the line at the drive-thru was really long. So I parked and went in.
Right.
And saw all the Addams Family stuff.
Oh.
And was reminded, oh shit.
I
Let
said
me
it.
get that. So then my lunch turned into a video project.
As they
And,
sometimes do.
What's that?
As they sometimes do.
That's that's apparently what's going to happen because we got really good reviews on the Oreo. So let's just keep fucking plugging it shit.
You just went randomly muted. No. It must have been a hiccup in your mic because it looks like the system muted you. You're not muted anymore, but you don't have audio.
Marco.
Yeah, I think
There we go.
this thing's fucking with me. It's just everything's got to be a fucking problem. Everything's got to be a fucking problem today. Every fucking thing I touched has had a fucking problem today. If I have one more fucking problem, I'm gonna slam my head against the wall until I fucking pass the fuck out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have breaking news. Matty Rockdeff says that in fear for his own penis, he will not be touching it during the show tonight. He's afraid that he's had a problem with everything he's touched today. So for the first time in this being the 205th episode, Matt's hands will not be on his penis.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
So-
just checking. Who's a viewer?
I feel like I would be grateful if some dude just broke into my house and cleaned it.
I mean, if you're gonna break in, if you've got to have somebody break in, you might as well have something like that go on, right?
I mean,
So real quick, back to this burger.
okay.
We're happy that this burger isn't just chemicals because when we talked about it last week, I really thought like, oh, this is just gonna be like dyes on dyes on dyes for the
Yeah.
purple, like hot mess. But we love that they used a potato bread because when we make burgers, we use potato bread.
And it tastes like it's got a potato bread feel.
Right.
I think that's why I kept saying hearty.
Yeah.
Um,
And potato bread is like super like gooey, yummy, and squishy.
It's sweet and
Yeah.
on the overhead sign, it's the cartoon characters of, the Addams Family.
sure.
And then there's a balloon that pops up, and the balloon that pops up in Wednesday's hand is purple. And it says the purple is from purple potatoes.
I love that.
Yeah, it was cute. And I was like, oh, okay, then I'll mention that.
Because I feel like last time somebody had a red hamburger.
It was just red number 40 dye. I lost your audio again. You're muted. Ladies and gentlemen, bear with us just a moment. Technical difficulties on the Media Virus podcast.
Of course, it's gonna fuck with me the whole show. It's
Mm.
gonna fuck with me the whole show. It's gonna do this the whole time.
Okay.
Couple
Is
minutes.
it like something that's unplugging? From
I
it,
don't
perhaps?
know.
So,
I don't know what it is.
All right. Well, what's the next story?
It's a thing that just fucking happens to this thing
Mm.
every couple of weeks.
Well, I bet if somebody broke in and cleaned for you. Good evening, listeners. This is the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris bringing you the quirkiest news from around the globe on TMVP. Today, we have a story that will make you question if burglars are allowed to... will make you question if burglars are turning into butlers. In Monmouthshire, a woman returned home from her... I don't know why this story is messing with me. In Monmouthshire, Monmouthshire, why can't I say that word tonight? You're muted. I can't hear you. I don't know why I'm asking. In Monmouthshire, a woman returned home to find her house had been broken into. But instead of the usual chaos, she discovered her laundry hung out to dry, her shopping unpacked, and a meal cooked on her stove. Yes, you heard that right. The burglar, Damien. Did you make this dude's name up? I mean,
No.
are you messing
No.
with me?
No, it's the fucking story, dude. What do you want from
It's
me?
the news.
All right.
That's the way it is.
Damien will not. Well,
Just say Wishniak,
no, it's
A Polish man.
a Polish man.
Wojnilowicz. Damien Wojnilowicz decided to play housekeeper instead of thief. Now, I must confess, this story hits a bit close to home. You see, I once tried to impress a date by cooking dinner, only to set off the smoke alarm and flood the kitchen. Let's just say I didn't get a second date, but back to our story. The victim, understandably, was left too scared to stay in her own home. She found her recycling bin emptied, bird feeders refilled, and even her toothbrush heads replaced. Talk about a clean getaway.
I mean, not for nothing, but her house was so fucked up, this guy couldn't find nothing, so he cleaned.
I mean, glass half empty.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Right. Damien was eventually caught and sentenced to 22 months in jail. This tale of a tidy thief reminds me of the time I accidentally walked into the wrong house after a late-night study session. I ended up doing someone else's dishes before realizing my mistake. Embarrassing, but at least I left the place cleaner than I found it.
That's a fucked up thing to do, Mike.
That's all for today's bizarre news. Remember, folks, always double-check your locks and maybe invest in a good security system. This is the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris signing off. Stay safe and stay quirky.
Stay quirky. Co-pilot thinks we're quirky.
Quirky.
Thinks the stories we choose are quirky.
Quirky.
Yeah.
I've been called worse.
Yeah, that's true. What else is going on? What's
Well, she was caught red-handed.
Yeah, this chick was she's a lot less courteous. You know?
Yeah?
I don't know. I don't know the story.
Well, good evening, folks. This is Reverend Professor Mike Latoris bringing you the latest and greatest from TMVP. Tonight, we have a story that's sure to make you chuckle and cringe at the same time. In a tale as old as time, a woman decided to try her luck at Walmart's self-checkout. But little did she know, the AI had other plans. Our protagonist, known on TikTok as Nesha, thought that I don't know what my problem is. Thought she could outsmart the system by pretending to scan a backpack. But alas, the AI-powered cameras were watching her every move. The till screen lit up like a Christmas tree, flashing associate is on the way. And just like that, Nesha's shopping spree came to a screeching halt. The store employee, who couldn't help but laugh, called the manager and the police, leading to Nesha's grand exit from Walmart. Now, I must confess, I've had my own share of embarrassing moments. Like the time I tried to sneak a candy bar into my pocket at the convenience store when I was a kid. The store owner caught me red-handed and made me sweep the floors for a week. Lesson learned, folks. Walmart's AI technology, known as missed scan detection, has been a game changer in catching thieves. It's part of a $3 million deal with Digimarc, and it's already making waves.
Oh my God, I used to work there.
With losses of $3 billion a year due to theft, Walmart is pulling out all the stops to keep their shelves stocked and their prices low. So next time you're at the self-checkout, remember, Big Brother is watching, and he's got a sense of humor. This is the Reverend Professor Mike Latour signing off. Stay honest, stay humble, and stay tuned to TMVP.
That's so embarrassing.
Dude, she was taking a selfie.
Mm.
In the story, she was literally videoing herself not stealing. She gets caught. Right?
Right.
All this shit. Do you know what she did with the video?
Huh.
She fucking posted it because that's how we know about this story.
Oh, goodness.
Would you? Now, here's the thing. I wouldn't make a video. I wouldn't make a video of
Yourself
me
committing a crime. Committing a crime.
Committing a crime. So I surely wouldn't post a video of myself committing a crime.
Right.
And I surely wouldn't, have video of me getting caught.
Definitely not.
You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know why anybody would do these things.
And it will probably talk about the reason why in our next segment in the B block, when we're going to talk about some of the stuff going on with Gen Z.
Oh,
you think?
Well, that's a thing.
It is. In the B block, we're going to find out what Big Daddy wants to ask us this week and get ready to dive into the intriguing and downright hilarious world of Gen Z. In our next segment, we're tackling some of the burning questions. Why does Gen Z think adulthood starts at 27? Are they just late bloomers? Or have they discovered the secret to eternal youth? Spoiler, it's not avocado toast. And what's the deal with ellipses? Why do they leave Gen Z more confused than a cat in a cucumber patch? Are they secret Morse code messages from boomers? Join us as we unravel these mysteries with a Gen X twist, sprinkle in some financial wisdom, and maybe even throw in a few ellipses of our own, just to keep things interesting. Stay tuned because you won't want to miss this one. Well, this is about the point where I usually read the plugs, which I have to grab out of the other document.
Oh, fuck.
That's okay. I got it.
Yeah, but everything fucking sounded so smooth and shit, man. It was like professionals.
The top three news. Well, the audio is going to come out with a lot of edits. The top three news has been brought to you tonight by 302-46 Voice, My Sports Art Shop. Yeah, that's right. Our friends over there at My Sports Art Shop. You can find them at redbubble.com or at mysportsreports.com, where you can also get some great information about local sports here in the Delaware area. We also want to shout out to Stepmoms Without Children, the sister show here on the network. I don't know what the noise I just heard was. Ricky, are you there?
Yeah.
I know you sound a bit under the weather, but how are things at Stepmoms?
Things are okay. We have an episode coming out this week with a lovely gentleman. It's always nice to have a boy in the studio, and he spills the tea, and it's so good.
Ooh. Yeah, it was a fun interview to edit.
Okay.
Because there wasn't a whole lot to take out. I mean, it was pretty straightforward to the point. I mean, there was, but it's a good listen. I breezed through it.
He
Cool.
teaches us about insurance, but also spills tea.
Cool.
He talks about, basically he helps, financial planning for people, for families with special needs is what he specializes in.
Okay.
So, yeah, really, really, really cool guy to talk to. And he's a stepfather and, all that fun stuff. So that's coming Friday, guys. So if you're a fan of Stepmoms Without Children, and it's not Friday yet, if you're watching this video either today or Thursday, then it's coming out Friday. If you're hearing it anywhere else or after Friday,
Right.
it's already out.
Yeah.
You can just go to Stepmoms and listen to it.
We're in the past. You're in the future. Go to Stepmoms. Please
Right.
listen, like, follow, subscribe, share, all the things that give me the dollars.
Also, what's it like in the future? What's it like 3 days from now?
Yeah.
Good.
Could you let us know?
Text me.
Text me. I think we're done.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the A Block on episode 205 of the Media Virus Podcast. We'll be back right after this. And now.
I did not realize we were still on.
You almost sound professional.
I just went with a roundabout like
Don't let
this.
it go to your head.
And we're clear, and I think that just turned into a new bumper.
Yes, it did.
Awesome.
I hate it.